Yosemite, the real park 99% of visitors never see. Every year, 5 million people visit Yosemite National Park. Almost none of them see it. Not the real version. The valley floor, that famous postcard strip of granite walls, waterfalls, and meadow, accounts for roughly 6% of the park's total land area. The remaining 94%, largely empty, largely silent, and to the overwhelming majority of visitors, completely invisible. John Muir spent 30 years trying to explain this. He failed. Not because nobody listened, but because everyone listened to the wrong part. This is the story of the Yosemite that exists beyond the photograph. The manufactured view. The view from Tunnel View, that sweeping panorama of El Capitan, Half Dome, and Brittlevale Fall, did not become famous by accident. It was engineered. When the Wawona Tunnel was completed in 1933, the National Park Service deliberately positioned the exit to frame that exact view. The road curves, the tunnel opens, and the valley is revealed like a stage set, precisely composed, precisely dramatic. Ansel Adams photographed it. The image went global, and a myth was born that this view was Yosemite. What the frame deliberately excludes is everything else. The high country above, the wilderness corridors to the north and south, the river canyons that fold back into ranges most visitors never learn the names of. The view from Tunnel View is real, but it is curated. And the park that lies outside that frame is not 10% larger than what's inside it. It is not 50% larger. It is more than 16 times the size of what the photograph contains. The crowd problem. A&D where it isn't. In peak summer, Yosemite Valley can receive 40,000 visitors in a single day. 40,000 people in a space roughly 7 miles long and 1 mile wide. The parking lots overflow by 8 a.m. The trails along the valley floor become corridors of shoulder-to-shoulder movement. Mist Trail to Vernal Fall, the park's most walked path, can see over 3,000 hikers on a single July weekend. And yet, 20 miles to the north, the Ten Lakes Basin sits almost entirely alone. The Benson Lake Plateau, sometimes called the Yosemite of the High Country, receives fewer visitors in an entire season than the valley floor receives on a Tuesday in August. The crowds are not a Yosemite problem. They are a valley problem, and the valley ends at approximately 8,600 feet, which raises a question almost nobody thinks to ask. What happens to the other 94%? The High Sierra, a different planet. Above the valley, Yosemite transforms entirely. At elevations above 8,000 feet, the landscape bears almost no resemblance to the postcard version. The iconic granite walls give way to open subalpine meadows, glacial tarns, and exposed ridgelines that stretch to the horizon without a single building, road, or power line in sight. Tuolumne Meadows, the high country's natural gateway, sitting at 8,600 feet, receives only a fraction of valley traffic, despite being just 45 miles away by road. The Cathedral Range runs through the center of the park above it like a spine. Cathedral Peak itself, the mountain that inspired John Muir to write some of his most urgent prose, can be reached via a day hike from the Meadow Car Park. Muir called the valley a starting point, not a destination. He urged visitors upward, into what he described as the range of light. Most visitors never make it that far, but for those who go further still, who leave the road network behind entirely, the number of people allowed in is not what you'd expect. The John Muir Trail Corridor. Running through the eastern spine of the park is a section of the John Muir Trail, 211 miles of wilderness route, and one of the most celebrated long-distance paths in North America. On a typical summer day, 40,000 people are in the valley below. The number permitted to enter the park's backcountry through the main JMT corridor is 45. 45 per day by legal quota. Applications for those permits open through a lottery system 24 weeks in advance. The people hiking this corridor today started planning in October. What exists along this route is a version of Yosemite that predates every road, every visitor center, every parking structure. Granite domes rise from forest floors without names on any casual map. Rivers run without bridges. Bears move through it on schedules that have nothing to do with shuttle timetables. It is the same park, the same legal boundary, the same entry fee. But at a ratio of 889 to 1, it is effectively a different world. The Hetch Hetchy question. There is a second valley inside Yosemite National Park. Most people have never heard of it. Hetch Hetchy Valley was, by every geological measure, the equal of Yosemite Valley. The same towering granite walls, the same glacier-carved floor. Wapama Falls dropping 310 feet into a meadow that John Muir described, in writing, as more beautiful than the valley to the south. In 1913, after a decade-long political fight, the United States Senate voted to dam it. The vote was 43 to 25. Muir, who had spent the previous 10 years campaigning against the decision, died 14 months later. His friends and biographers noted that he never recovered from it. The O'Shaughnessy Dam was completed in 1923. Today, the valley floor sits beneath a reservoir that supplies drinking water to San Francisco. Visitors can walk the edges of the lake. They can see the granite walls above the waterline. But the meadow, the falls at its original height, the forest that Muir documented, all of it is underwater. It is the only major valley inside a U.S. national park that was flooded by its own government after the park was established. The question it raised, whether a national park boundary actually protects what it contains, has never been fully answered. The sequoias most people miss. Yosemite contains 3 groves of giant sequoias, the largest trees on Earth by volume. The most visited, Mariposa Grove, has been heavily trafficked since its 2018 restoration. The other 2, Merced and Tuolumne Groves, are reached only via unpaved roads and short hikes, and receive a fraction of the attention. The trees in these quieter groves are more than 2,000 years old. Some of them were already mature when the Roman Empire fell. They have been adding roughly 1 inch of diameter per year since before the Norman conquest. The broader wilderness that surrounds them, approximately 700,000 acres of federally designated backcountry, is one of the reasons scientific work here is possible at all. In 2019, researchers began tracking the park's mountain lion population using scat-detecting dogs and remote camera traps. Within 12 months, they had cataloged over 700 individual images across multiple territories. The study was viable because human presence across the 94% is so minimal that the animal's actual behavior patterns, undistorted by human contact, could be documented for the first time. These sequoias have survived 2,000 years of drought, fire, and climate shift. They are expected to continue expanding in diameter for centuries to come. Whether the conditions that allowed that will persist is the one question the trees cannot answer. 5 million people visit Yosemite each year. Most of them stand in the same locations, on the same pavement, photographing the same compositions. And they are not wrong to do so. The valley is extraordinary. The walls are real. The waterfalls are real. The feeling of scale is real. But the valley was never meant to be the whole story. John Muir understood this. The park's original architects understood this. The wilderness permit system, the backcountry trail network, the deliberate absence of roads in 94% of the park, all of it was designed to protect something beyond the postcard. Yosemite is not 6 square miles of granite and meadow. It is 1,100 square miles of living wilderness, ancient trees, documented mountain lions, and silent ridgelines that have not changed since the last ice age. Most people will never see it, which means, if you choose to, it is still entirely yours. If this changed how you see Yosemite, the guide linked in the description goes further. It's an alternative guide to the park built around everything this video couldn't cover. The permit windows, the trailheads that don't appear on tourist maps, and the routes that will put you in that 94%. It's your starting point. Click below to get started.